Everybody wants a success story when they're investing in any market in the world, am I right? That's why I'm making this video, because I want to share with you from two different clients of mine. And I'll tell you the reason I'm sharing these, because I want to give you real life examples of how two different investors with two completely different budgets have made money in this market today with me. And I'll stress this to everybody, because everybody wants a success story. Everybody wants to make a load of money in the markets, wherever they're investing, but there are very few who know how to do it. And there are very few people who know how to advise how to do it. And that's why I'm here, because I'll help you strategically, step by step, to make an informed investment decision. If you don't understand this Dubai market, it can very easily sidetrack you and allow you to invest in something or a product or whatever it is. And you'll very quickly realize that this was not what you expected. And I've seen people lose money, and I've seen people come to me asking me to help them sell their products that I didn't sell to them. And I have to say the harsh reality, you may have bought it at the wrong time. You may have bought the wrong floor. There's so many factors that can go wrong when making a decision when you're investing. And that's why I stress, if you are interested in making a solid and strategic investment, then all you need to do is follow the link below, book a call, and I'll see you there. Now we're gonna start with the success story number one. Now, Mohammed came through with me on YouTube. He called me one day and was like, Joe, I've been in Dubai for a number of years. My family are here. I've got a little bit of extra cash and I wanna make an informed decision. Well, the thing is, Joe, there is so much on the market. I don't know where to look. And at the time, the amount of money that he could provide up front was a considerable amount, and almost enough to consider potentially buying something outright in cash, or the opportunity was there to also look in the secondary market. The requirements were quite broad. It was, Joe, just find me a good investment that makes sense. Now at the time, there was a lot of off-plan. I mean, there still is, there has been for a while. There's a lot of off-plan to choose from, but the thing is, he's just bought something off-plan maybe 2 years ago, and it's still not completed. And he's like, I don't want to wait again for that amount of time, you know? I don't want to wait for another 2 years to see any considerable returns. But if you can find me something that's maybe ready in 12 months, 18 months, I'd consider it. Now, the thing is, if you're buying off plan, you don't often see things that are ready within 12 months or 18 months, unless the developers build fast, such as Bengati. Or, you know, other developers, if they're building the high rises, they take 2, 3, 4 years, right? So I was like, okay, what could we do? Now, we explored in the secondary market to see if we could find, you know, any outstanding deals at the time. And to be honest, with the mortgage rates that were quite high at the time as well, nothing was really standing out to us, okay? And again, the requirements from Mohammed were quite broad. So what I do, I put my team to work, and I wanted to say to him, I've got you an amazing deal. And that's what we did. Within about 2.5 weeks, we managed to source a distressed deal, okay? Now, we sourced it in the off-plan resale market. So what does that mean? Let's just say I bought off-plan, okay? And I can no longer afford, or I want to resell my reservation, okay? Now, this particular project is Shoba Vista Grande, and it's completed in 2025, Q1, Q2, so it's ready quite soon. And somebody came to me and said, Joe, we've got this distressed deal. Do you have an investor? And I'm like, of course I have an investor. Tell me how distressed it is. And they said to me, Joe, it's 300,000 dirham under the original price. So imagine that. The seller had paid X. They need the money that bad. They're selling it 300,000 dirhams cheaper than they bought it. So of course, what did I do that day? I was like, Mohammed, we've got this incredible deal. We need to go and check it out. Okay, so we actually drove to Shoba. We went and visited the building, because the building is obviously, you know, well under completion. It's actually almost done. You know, I think it's going to probably be ready in 2024. We looked at it. We said, yeah, this is good. It was on the 30th floor facing downtown. We were like, this has to be done. Now, what you need to understand as well, because it was launched 2 years ago, all right, the sizes are still very, very good. All right, so we're talking nearly 850 square feet. For an apartment, a 1-bedroom, that's a great size. And for the price, I was like, we have to take this. So what did we do? We called the seller. We said, we'll take it off your hands. We arranged the funds, and within 3 weeks, we transferred the property. Considering this property has a post-handover payment plan, meaning the equity we put in is only around 60% of the property's value, with 40% paid over the 2 years after it's completed. If we were to sell it for the premium, which I expect, and I did the comparable against units that are handing over right now in Shoba Heartland, okay, compared to what that price per square foot is, we could make between 50 and 70% return on equity within this next time frame of around 12 to 18 months. So that's very exciting. And that was my case study number one. And I'm very proud to be able to find that for my client. We persevered, we found it, and he was made up. And well, let's see how much money we can make him now. Now, this specific investment was below 2 million dirhams. And then if an investor comes to me with a certain type of budget, I not only am able to look at that budget and decide where to invest the money, I'll strategically plan out how it's going to look in the future and what we can do to achieve, you know, even greater things going forward. So that brings me on to my second client with a much bigger budget, but a totally different outlook on what he wanted to do and what he wanted to achieve. So meet Tim. Tim is one of my good friends now, as well as an investor here in the Dubai market, and he's been a property investor in the UK for the last 25 years. Okay, so he's a very, very well experienced veteran in the property industry. And he came to me and he said, Joe, honestly, this industry is just not really exciting me anymore. There's not loads of opportunities in the UK like there used to be. Obviously, taxes. And he says, I just want a bit of a change. Obviously, it's going to take me a lot to build the trust up with you, and it did. Me and Tim were speaking for about 6 months before we finally found him an apartment that we could actually upgrade and renovate. Now, this specific apartment was in the Marina. It was a 3-bedroom that we converted to a luxury 2-bedroom. And the reason we did this, I truly believe that a lot of the floor plans in Dubai, they were never catered towards the super luxury market, but the types of people that are coming to live here now want that super luxury. Okay, so we were able to buy the apartment around 3.5 million dirhams, all in costs, okay? And then obviously with the renovation on top, it came to about 3.75 million dirhams, including all the fees and renovation. Now what we did, as I said, we converted one of the bedrooms and we made a large master bedroom. We expanded the living space. Now, because of this, we were then able to put it back on the market. And when we did put it back on the market, we were able to achieve a price of around 4.5, just below 4.5 million. And we actually achieved around 20% net profit, okay? So after the commissions had been paid, we managed to achieve, maybe it was about 19.5%, but we actually managed to achieve this in a period of 2.5 months. Now, coincidentally, Tim was like, Joe, this was fantastic. I have way more money where this come from. This was just to get my feet wet. Let's go again. And right now we're property sourcing for so many more deals. Just now looking into the villa and townhouse communities, as well as various apartment opportunities that are on the market. You have to be quite specific about apartments. They don't always work. You have to pick the right building, the right location, the right view, the right developer as well, and then only you can profit. So I've got so many more success stories, but these two were so interesting to me because one, Mohammed had already invested in the market, but I don't believe that he really understood what other opportunities were out there. And the other one with Tim really did not, trust anything to do with this market to start with. Very quickly, he was able to trust me, and I'm sure he's watching this now. And Tim, it was great to work with you. And then when he was able to build that trust in me, it was then moving forward a case of, all right, well, okay, this worked once, let's go again, let's go again. And that's what I focus on, all right? I focus on building long-term relationships with all of my clients because, in this world, it's hard to trust people. It's hard to find right people to work with. And that's why I truly pride myself on, building such a strong presence with my clients and, a really strong trust building factor, because then, you guys are going to keep coming back and we're going to keep investing together and really take advantage of this thriving market. As you can see, so much going on constantly. So guys, listen, it was fantastic to just share these success stories. And Mohammed and Tim, if you're watching this, thank you very much as well. I'll leave that here for now. If anyone wants to book in that call, all is what you need to do is follow the link below and I will see you there. And I'm looking forward to helping you invest in this beautiful market at my hand. Bye guys.